Journey's End by R.C. Sheriff. A dugout near St. Quentin during the First World War.
Tick-tock, wind up the clock, and we'll start the day over again. Pom, pom. Hello, Osborne.
Hello, honey.
Your fellows taking over this sector.
Yes, they're just coming in.
Splendid. Have a drink.
Thanks.
Oh, don't have too much water. It's rather strong today.
I wonder what it is they put in the water.
Some sort of disinfectant, I suppose.
I'd rather have the microbes. Oh, Joe.
Cheerio.
Well, Stanhope asked me to come and take over. He's looking after the men coming in.
Ah, splendid. You know, I'm awfully glad you've come.
Well, I heard this was a quiet bit of line.
Well, yes, in a way. They simply blew us to bits yesterday. Minis, enormous ones. 3 bang in the trench.
Do much damage?
Awful. The dugout got blown up and came down in the men's tea. They were frightfully annoyed. You know the big German attack's expected any day now.
It's been expected for the last month.
You here for 6 days?
Yes.
Then I should think you'll get it right in the neck.
Well, you won't be far away. Come on. Let's do this handing over. Where's the map?
Oh, yeah, well, here we are. Well, we hold about 200 yards of front line. We've got a Lewis gun just here and one here in this little sap. Sentry posts where the crosses are.
Yes. Where do the men sleep?
I don't know. The sergeant major sees to that. The servants and signallers sleep in there. 2 officers in here and 3 in the far dugout. That is, if you've got 5 officers.
Only 4 at present, but a new man's coming up tonight.
Well, I hope you get better luck than I did with my last officer. He got lumbago the first night and went home. Now he's lecturing young officers on life in the front line.
5 beds, you say. Is this the best one?
Oh, no. That's mine. The ones in the other dugout haven't got any bottoms. You keep yourself in by hanging your arms and legs over the sides. Mustn't hang your legs too low or the rats gnaw your boots.
Oh, you got many rats here?
Oh, I should say roughly about 2 million. Then, of course, I don't see them all. Well, there's nothing else you want to know, is there?
Well, you haven't told me anything yet. What about trench stores?
Oh, you are a fussy old man. Anybody would think you were in the army. Here's the list.
Thank you.
115 rifle grenades. I shouldn't use them if I were you. They upset Jerry and make him offensive. And besides, they're rusty. Then there's 500 Mills bombs, 34 gumboots.
Oh, that's 17 pairs.
Oh, no. 25 right leg and 9 left leg. But everything's down here.
Did you check it when you took over?
No, I think the sergeant major did. Oh, it's quite all right.
Well, I expect Stanhope would like to see you before you go. He always likes a word with the company commander he's relieving.
How is the dear young boy? Drinking like a fish as usual?
Oh, no, hardly.
Oh, it must be pretty rotten for you, being his second in command, and you such a sober old thing.
He's a long way the best company commander we've got.
Oh, he's a good chap, I know, but I never did see a youngster put away the whiskey he does. The last time we were resting at Verlaine, he came to supper and drank a whole bottle in 1 hour, 14 minutes. We timed him.
I suppose everybody cheered him on and said what a splendid achievement it was. When a boy like Stanhope gets a reputation out here for drinking, he turns into a kind of freak show.
Well, it's pretty dull without something to liven people up. He didn't go home on his last leave, did he?
No.
I suppose he didn't think he was fit to meet Papa, vicar of a country village.
Yes, I know.
Imagine Stanhope spending his leave in a vicarage sipping tea. He went to Paris, didn't he?
Yes.
I bet it was some leave.
Oh. Look, do you know how long he's been out here? Nearly 3 years. He came out straight from school when he was 18. He's commanded this company for a year. Other men come over here and go home again ill. And young Stanhope goes on sticking it month in, month out.
Oh, I know. He's a jolly good fellow.
I've seen him on his back all day with trench fever. Then on duty all night.
Oh, I know. He's a splendid chap.
And because he's stuck it till his nerves have got battered to bits, he's called a drunkard.
Not a drunkard, just a hard drinker.
Ah.
But you're right about his nerves. They are all to blazes. Last time out resting, we were playing bridge and... Oh, I don't remember what it was. Some silly little argument, and all of a sudden he jumped up and knocked all the glasses off the table. Lost control of himself. And then he sort of came to and cried.
Yes, I know.
You heard about it?
He told me.
Did he? We tried to hush it up. It just shows the state he's in. You know, Osborne, you ought to be commanding this company.
Oh, rubbish.
No, of course you ought.
Finish handing over and stop blithering.
There's nothing else to do.
What about the logbook?
Ah, you are a worker. Here we are. Written right up to date. 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., all quiet. German airman flew over trenches, shot a rat.
Did he?
No, I shot the rat, you ass. Yeah, well, finish up your whiskey. I want to pack my bag. I'll leave you that drop in the bottle.
Thanks.
I'll be off.
Oh, aren't you going to wait and see Stanhope?
Well, he's so fussy about the trenches. I expect they are dirty, but he'll talk for hours if he catches me. Yeah, well, I hope you have a nice 6 days. And don't forget to change your clothes if you get wet.
No, Papa.
And don't forget about the big attack.
Oh, no, I mustn't miss that. I'll make a note in my diary.
Well, I must be off. Cheerio.
Cheerio.
1 and 2, 3, 4 and blue.
Excuse me, sir, can I lace that one?
Oh, yes, do, Mason.
Thank you, sir.
What are you going to tempt us with tonight?
Soup, sir, cutlets and pineapple.
Cutlets?
Well, sir, well, yes, sir, cutlets.
What sort of cutlets?
Oh, I shouldn't like to commit myself too deep, sir.
Ordinary ration meat?
Oh, yes, sir, but a new shape, sir. Smells like liver, but it hasn't got that smooth, wet look that liver's got. Excuse me, sir.
This is C Company headquarters, sir.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, very good answer.
Yes, righto.
Oh, hello.
Good evening, sir.
You the new officer?
Yes, they told me to report here.
Good. We've been expecting you. Sit down, won't you?
Thanks.
I should take your pack off.
Oh, right.
Will you have a drink?
Well,
You don't drink whiskey?
oh, yes, just a small one, sir.
Whiskey takes away the taste of the water,
Oh, yes.
and the water takes away the taste of the whiskey. There. Just out from England?
Yes, I landed a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's luck, sir.
Good luck. Cigarette.
Oh, thanks.
Ever been up in the line before?
Oh, no, I only left school last summer term.
I expect you find it a bit strange.
Yes, I do, a bit.
Oh, my name's Osborne. I'm second in command of the company. And you only call me sir in front of the men.
I see, thanks.
The other officers call me uncle. What's your name?
Raleigh.
Well, we've only just moved into these trenches, Raleigh. Captain Stanhope commands the company.
I know. It's a frightful bit of luck.
Why, do you know him?
We were at school together.
Were you?
At least, of course, I was only a kid, and he was one of the big fellows. He's 3 years older than I am.
He's a splendid chap.
Isn't he? He was skipper of rugger at Barford and kept wicket for the 11. It's a jolly good bat, too.
Did you play rugger and cricket?
Oh, yes. Of course, I wasn't in the same class as Dennis. I suppose I ought to call him Captain Stanhope.
No, just Stanhope.
I see. Well, thanks.
I wonder if Stanhope will remember you. I expect you've grown in the last 3 years.
Oh, I think he'll remember me. You see, our fathers were friends, and Dennis used to come and stay with us in the holidays. Of course, at school, I didn't see much of him, but in the holidays, we were terrific pals.
Well, he's a fine company commander.
Last time he was on leave, he came down to the school. He just got his MC and been made a captain. He looked splendid. It seemed to get out here. I was frightfully keen to get into Dennis's regiment. I thought perhaps with a bit of luck I might get to the same battalion.
It's a big fluke to have got to the same company.
It's an amazing bit of luck. You know, when I was at the base, I did an awful thing. You see, my uncle's at the base. He has to detail officers to regiments.
Oh, General Raleigh.
Yes. Oh. Well, I went to see him on the quiet and asked him if he could get me into this battalion. He bit my head off, said I'd got to be treated like everybody else.
Yes?
And next day, I was told I was coming to this battalion. It's funny, wasn't it?
Yes, extraordinary coincidence.
And when I got to battalion headquarters and the colonel told me to report to C Company, I could have cheered. I expect Dennis would be frightfully surprised. I've got a message for him.
From the Colonel?
No, from my sister.
Your sister?
You see, Dennis used to stay with us, and naturally my sister... Well, perhaps I ought not...
Oh, no, that's all right. I didn't actually know.
They're not officially engaged.
No?
She'll be awfully glad. I can write and tell her all about him. He doesn't say much in his letters. Can we write often?
Oh, yes. Letters are collected every day.
You don't think Dennis will mind my sort of forcing myself into his company? I never thought of that.
No, of course he won't. But, you know, Raleigh, you mustn't expect to find him quite the same.
Oh?
You see, he's been out here a long time, and it tells on a man rather badly.
Yes, I suppose it does.
You may find he's a little bit quick-tempered.
Oh, I know old Dennis's temper. I remember once he caught some chaps in the study with a bottle of whiskey. Oh, Lord, the roof nearly blew off. He gave them a dozen each with a cricket stump. They were so keen on the fellows in the house keeping fit. He was frightfully down on smoking and that sort of thing.
Yes. You must remember he's commanded this company for a long time, and it's a big strain on a man.
It must be.
Now, we've got 5 beds here. I'm afraid you will have to wait until the others come and pick the beds they want.
Righto.
Better wait and unpack when you know where you're sleeping.
Righto.
We never undress when we're in the line. You can take your boots off now and then in the daytime, but it's better to keep pretty well dressed always.
I see. Well, thanks.
I expect Stanhope will send you on duty with one of us at first, till you get used to it.
Are we in the front line here?
No, that's the support line outside. The front line's about 50 yards further on.
How frightfully quiet it is. I thought there'd be an awful row here all the time.
Most people think that. I expect it's all very strange to you, eh?
It's not exactly what I thought. It's just this quiet that seems so funny.
100 yards from here, the Germans are sitting in their dugouts, thinking how quiet it is.
Are they as near as that?
About 100 yards.
It seems uncanny. It makes me feel we're all just waiting for...
Generally. When anything happens, it happens quickly. Then we just start waiting again.
I never thought it was like that.
You thought it was fighting all the time, eh?
Well, yes, in a way.
Do you expect it, sir? The soup's hot.
Oh, you ought to be here very soon now. This is Mr. Raleigh, Mason.
Well, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I've had rather an unpleasant surprise, sir.
What's happened?
You know that tin of pineapple chunks I got, sir?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry to say it's apricots.
Oh, good heavens. Must have given you a turn.
I'll go and dish out the soup, sir.
Has Hardy gone?
Hello, Stanhope. Low-trotter. Yes, he cleared off a few minutes ago.
Lucky for him, I had a few words I wanted to say to Master Hardy. You never saw the blasted mess those fellows left the trenches in. Dugouts smell like cesspits, rusty bombs, damp rifle grenades. It's perfectly foul. Where are the servants?
In there.
Hi, Mason.
Come in, sir. Just bring in the soup, sir.
Damn the soup. Bring some whiskey.
Have a cigarette, Stanhope.
Oh, thank you, Trotter.
Here's the new officer, Stanhope. Just arrived.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you in this miserable light.
Hello, Stanhope.
How did you get here?
I was told to report to your company, Stanhope.
Oh, I see. Rather a coincidence?
Yes.
I say, Stanhope, it's a terrible business. We tin up pineapple chunks, and it turns out to be apricots.
Give me apricots every time. I hate pineapple chunks. Too blooming sickly for me.
I'm awfully glad I got to your company, Stanhope.
When did you get here?
He came up with the transport while you were taking over.
I see.
Your whiskey, sir.
Thank you, Mason. Well, come along, Uncle. Come and sit here. You better sit there, Raleigh.
Right.
You Raleigh.
Yes.
I'm Trotter. Feel a bit odd, I suppose.
Yes, a bit.
Oh, well, you'll soon get used to it. You'll feel you've been time.
Soup, sir.
Soup.
What kind of soup is this, Mason?
Yellow soup, sir.
Yes, it's got a very deep yellow flavour.
Oh, it wants some pepper. Bring some pepper, Mason.
I'm very sorry, sir. When the mess box was packed, the pepper was omitted, sir.
Oh, I say, but damn it.
Oh, we must have pepper. It's a disinfectant.
Why wasn't it packed, Mason?
It was missed, sir.
Why?
Well, sir, I left it to the...
Then I advise you never to leave it to anyone again, unless you want to rejoin your platoon out there.
I'm very sorry, sir.
You send one of the signallers.
Yes, sir. Bert, you're wanted.
Sure.
Do you know A Company headquarters?
Yes, sir.
Well, go there at once and ask Captain Willis with my compliments if he can lend me a little pepper.
Will you, sir? War's bad enough with pepper, but war without pepper, I ask you.
What's it like outside, Trotter?
There's a nasty noise going on up north.
His wipers, I expect. I wish we knew more what's going on.
And so do I. Still, my wife reads the papers every morning and writes and tells me. What's this, Mason?
Meat, sir.
I know that. What sort?
What sort of cutlet, sir?
There's cutlets and cutlets.
Oh, no, sir. That one's a cutlet.
Well, it won't let me cut it.
No, sir.
That's a joke.
Right, sir.
Cheer up, Skipper. You do look glum.
I'm tired.
Oh, I should turn in and get some sleep after supper.
I've got hours of work before I sleep.
Well, I'll do the duty roll and see the Sergeant Major and all that.
Oh, that's all right, Uncle. I'll see to it. Trotter goes on duty directly he's had supper. Raleigh, you better go on with him to learn.
Oh, right.
Look here, Skipper. It's nearly 8 now. Couldn't we make it 1:30?
No, I told Hibbert he'd be relieved at 8. Will you take from 11 till 2, Uncle?
Right.
Hibbert can do from 2 till 4. I'll go on from then till stand 2.
Well, boys, here we are for 6 days again. 6 blooming eternal days. That's 144 hours, 8,640 minutes. Hey, that doesn't sound so bad. We've done 20 of them already. I'm going to draw 144 little circles on a bit of paper. And every hour I'm going to black one in. That'll make the time go all right.
You better go and relieve Hibbert. Then you can come back at 11 o'clock and black in 3 of your blasted little circles.
I haven't had my apricots yet.
We'll keep your apricots till you
Can you anything like a war for upsetting meals? I'm always down for duty in the middle of one.
That's because you never stop eating.
Anyhow, let's have some coffee. Hi, Mason! Coffee!
Coming, sir.
Well, I'll get dressed. Come on, Raleigh.
Right.
Just wear your belt with a revolver case on it. You must have your revolver to shoot rats. And your gas mask. Come here, I'll show you.
Oh, thank you.
You wear it sort of serviette. Like this, see?
Coffee, sir?
Ah, thanks.
Thanks.
B Company on our right, aren't they, Skipper?
Yes, there's 50 yards of undefended area between you.
Aye, sir. Well, come on, lad. Let's go and see about this here war.
Ah. Will you sleep here, Stanhope? This was Hardy's bed.
No, you sleep there. I'd rather sleep by the table here. I can get up and work without disturbing you.
Well, this is a better one.
No, you take it. Must have a little comfort in your old age, Uncle.
I wish you'd turn in and sleep for a bit.
Sleep? I can't sleep. Well, Hibbert?
Everything's very quiet. Bit of sniping somewhere to our left. Some rifle grenades coming over just on our right.
I see. Oh, Mason's got your supper.
I don't think I can manage any supper tonight, Stanhope. It's this beastly neuralgia. It seems to be right inside this eye. The beastly pain gets worse every day.
Some hot soup and a good tough chop will put that right.
I'm afraid the pain rather takes my appetite away. I'm damn sorry to keep on talking about it, Stanhope, only I thought you'd wonder why I don't eat anything much.
Well, try and forget about it.
Yes. I wish I could. Get tight. I think I'll turn straight in for a rest and try and get some sleep.
All right, turn in. You're in that dugout there. You go on duty at 2. I take over from you at 4. I'll tell Mason to call you.
All right. Well, thanks, Stanhope. Cheerio.
Cheer up.
Oh, can I have a candle?
Here you are. Take one of these.
Thanks.
See that, Uncle? Another little worm trying to wriggle home.
I wonder if he really is bad. He looks rotten.
Pure funk, that's all. He's starving himself purposely out for little swine. Oh, neuralgia is a splendid idea. No proof, as far as I can see.
Oh, I think he's tried hard.
How long's he been out here? 3 months, I suppose? Now he's decided he's done his bit. He's decided to go home and spend the rest of the war in comfortable nerve hospitals. Well, he's mistaken.
I don't see how you can prevent a fellow going sick.
I'll have a quiet word with the doctor before he does. No man of mine's going sick before they undertake an equal chance together.
Raleigh looks a nice chap.
Yes.
Good-looking youngster. At school with you, wasn't he?
Has he been talking already?
Oh, he just mentioned it. It was a natural thing to tell me when he knew you were in command. He's awfully pleased to get into your company. Seems to think a lot of you.
Yes, I'm his hero.
Well, it's quite natural.
You think so?
Small boys at school generally have their heroes.
Yes, small boys at school do.
And often it goes on as long as...
As long as the hero's a hero.
It often goes on all through life.
I wonder. How many battalions are there in France?
Why?
We'll say 50 divisions. That's 150 brigades, 450 battalions. That's 1,800 companies. There are 1,800 companies in France, Uncle. Raleigh might have been sent to any one of those, and he comes to mine.
Well, you ought to be glad. I like him.
I knew you'd like him. Personality, isn't it? Look at this picture.
Raleigh's sister, isn't it?
How did you know?
Oh, there's a strong likeness.
The photo doesn't show much, really. Just a face.
She looks awfully nice. You're a lucky chap.
I don't know why I keep it, really.
Why? Isn't she... Well, I thought...
What did you think?
Well, I thought that perhaps she was waiting for you.
Yes, she is waiting for me. And she doesn't know. She thinks I'm a wonderful chap, commanding a company. She doesn't know that if I went up those steps into the front line, without being doped with whiskey, I'd go mad with fright.
Now, look here, old man. I meant to say it for a long time, but it sounds awful impudence. You've done longer out here than any man in the battalion. It's time you went away for a rest. It's due to you.
You suggest that I go sick, like that little worm in there? Neuralgia in the eye.
No. But the colonel would have sent you down long ago, only...
Only what?
Only he can't spare you.
Oh, rot.
He told me.
He thinks I'm in such a state I want to rest, is that it?
No, he thinks it's due to you.
Ah, it's all right, Uncle. I'll stick it out now. May not be much longer now. I've had my share of luck, more than my share. There's not a man left who was here when I came. But it's rather damnable for that boy. Of all the boys in the world to have to come to me. I might have been spared that.
You're looking at things in rather a black sort of
That
way.
boy is a hero worshipper. You know what that means at school. I was skipper of rugger and all that sort of thing. Doesn't sound much out here, but at school... Well, damn it, Uncle, you're a schoolmaster, you know.
I've just told you what I think of hero worship.
Raleigh's father knew mine. I was told to keep an eye on the kid. I made him keen on the right things and all that. His people asked me to stay with them one summer. I met his sister then.
Yeah?
At first, I thought of her as another kid like Raleigh. It was just before I came out here for the first time that I realized what a topping girl she was. It's funny how you realize it suddenly. I just prayed to come through the war and do things and keep absolutely fit for her.
Well, you've done pretty well. An MC and a company.
Well, it was all right at first. When I went on leave after 6 months, it was jolly fine to feel I'd done a little to make her pleased. It was after I came back here, in that awful affair on Vimy Ridge. I knew I'd go mad if I didn't break the strain. I couldn't bear being fully conscious all the time. You felt that, Uncle, haven't you?
Yes, often.
Well, there were two ways of breaking the strain. One was pretending I was ill and going home. The other was this. Which would you pick, Uncle?
Well, I haven't been through as much as you.
Well, it's a slimy thing to go home if you're not really ill, isn't it?
Well, I think.
Well, then, cheero, and long live the men who go home with neuralgia. I didn't go home on my last leave. I couldn't bear to meet her in case she realized...
When the war's over, you'll soon be as fit as ever at your age.
Oh, I've hoped that. I'd go away for months and live in the open air and get fit and then go back to her.
And so you can.
If Raleigh had gone to one of those other 1,800 companies.
Well, I don't see why.
Oh, for Lord's sake, don't be a damn fool. You know he'll write and tell her I reek of whiskey all day.
Why should he? He's not...
Exactly. He's not a little swine who'll deceive his sister.
Well, he'll realize that men are different out here.
No, it's no good, Uncle. Do you see him sitting there at supper, staring at me and wondering? He's up in those trenches now, still wondering and beginning to understand. All these months he's wanted to be with me out here. Poor little beast.
Well, I believe Raleigh will go on liking you and looking up to you through everything. There's rather fine about hero worship.
Oh, hero worship be damned. You know, Uncle, I'm a fool. I'm captain of this company. What's that little prig of a boy, Matt? He wants to ride home and tell Madge all about me. Well, he won't, you see, Uncle. Censorship. I censor his letters. Cross out all he says about me.
You can't read his letters.
Cross out all he says about me. Then we all go west in the big attack, and she goes on thinking I'm a fine fellow, and ever, and ever.
Oh, it's not as bad as all that. Come and lie down and go to sleep.
Go to sleep yourself. I censor his letters, you see, Uncle. Now, you watch and see he doesn't smuggle any letters away.
Righto. Now, come and lie down. You've had a hard day.
Where's Hardy? Do you say he's gone?
Yes, he's gone.
Gone, has he? You know, I had a word to say to Master Hardy. I want to tell him to keep his trenches clean.
We'll clean them up tomorrow.
Dear old Uncle. Clean trenches up with a little dustpan and brush. Make you a little apron with lace on it.
That'll be fine. Now, come along, old chap. I'll see you get called at 2 o'clock. You must be tired.
Oh, Lord, I'm tired. I ache all over. I feel sick.
Oh, well, you'll feel all right in a minute. How's that? Comfortable?
Yes. I go to sleep.
Mason. Yes, sir? Will you call me at 10 minutes to 11 and Mr. Hibbert at 10 minutes to 2? I'm going to turn in for a little while.
Very good, sir. The peppers come, sir.
Oh, good.
Very sorry about the pepper, sir.
That's all right, Mason.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Breakfast. Morning, Osmond.
Morning, Trotter.
Morning, Raleigh.
Morning, Trotter.
Oh, what a lovely smell of bacon, Mason.
Yes, I reckon there's enough smell of bacon in here to last for dinner.
Well, there's nothing like a good fat bacon rasher when you're as empty as I am.
I'm glad you like it fat, Mr. Trotter.
Well, I like a bit of lean, too.
Well, it was a bit of lean in the middle of yours, sir, but it's kind of shrunk up in the cooking.
Bad cooking, that's all. Any porridge?
Oh, yes, sir, there's porridge.
Lumpy, I suppose.
Yes, sir, quite nice and lumpy.
We'll take the lumps out of mine.
And just bring you the gravy, sir. Very good, sir.
You know, Osmond, that man's getting familiar.
Oh, he's not a bad cook.
Might be a lot worse. When I was in the ranks, we had a prize cook. Used to be a plumber before the war.
What?
Would have seen the stew he made. Thin wasn't the word. Put a bucket full of his stew in a bath and pull the plug and the whole lot would go down in a couple of gurgles.
I've took the lumps out, sir.
Good. Keep them and use them for dumplings next time you have boiled beef.
Very good, sir.
I thought you were on duty now.
I'm supposed to be. Stanhope sent me down to get my breakfast. He's looking after things till I finish.
He's got a long job, then.
Oh, no. I'm a quick eater. Hi, Mason. Bacon!
Coming, sir.
Ah, it's a wonderful morning.
Isn't it lovely? Makes you feel sort of young and hopeful. I was up in that old trench under the brick wall just now. Hanged if a bloomin' little bird didn't start singing. Didn't half sound funny.
There's your bacon, sir. Now, if you look down straight on it from above, you can see the bit of lean quite clear, sir.
Good Lord, yes, that's it, isn't it?
Oh, no, sir. That's a bit of rust off the pan.
All right, Mason, that'll be all.
Right, sir.
Cut us a chunk of bread, Uncle.
How are things going up there?
I don't like the look of things.
You mean the quiet?
Yeah. Standing up there in the dark last night, there didn't seem a thing in the world alive. Except the rat squeaking and my stomach grumbling about that cutlet.
It's quiet even now.
Too quiet. A big attack soon, I reckon. I don't like it, Uncle. Pass the jam.
It's strawberry.
Is it? Oh, I'm glad we got rid of that raspberry jam. Pip's kept behind your plate.
Did Stanhope tell you he wants 2 wiring parties out tonight?
Yes. My word, Uncle. Doesn't he look ill?
Yes, I'm afraid he's not well.
Nobody'd be well who went on like he does. You know when you come up to relieve me last night?
Yes?
Well, Raleigh and me come back here, and there was Stanhope sitting on that bed drinking a whiskey. He looked as white as a sheet. He'd drunk the bottle since dinner. I said hello, and he didn't seem to know who I was. Uncanny, wasn't it, Raleigh?
Yes.
He just said, better go to bed, Raleigh. Just as if Raleigh had been a school kid.
Did he? Look at the sun. Be quite warm soon.
First time this year. Hope we have a hot summer.
Oh, so do I.
Funny about that bird. Sort of made me think about my garden of an evening. Walking round a missus after supper, smoking my pipe.
You keen on gardening?
Oh, I used to do a bit of an evening.
I made a rockery when I was at home on leave. I used to cycle out to the woods and get primroses and things like that and try and grow them in my garden.
I don't suppose they would.
Oh, they would if you pressed a bit of moss around them.
To make them feel at home, eh?
They'll be coming out again soon if they've got this sun at home.
I reckon they will. I remember one morning last spring. We was coming out of the salient. Just when it was getting light in the morning. It was the time when the Boche was sending over a lot of that gas that smells like pear drops, you know.
I know, phosgene.
That's it. We were scared to death of it. All of a sudden we smelt that funny, sweet smell, and a fella shouted, "Gas!" We put on our masks. And then I spotted what it was.
What was it?
Why, a blinking May tree, all out in bloom, growing beside the path. We did feel a lot of silly poops putting on gas masks because of a bloomin' May tree. Well, I better go and relieve Stanhope. He'll curse like blazes if I don't. I bet he's got a red-hot liver this morning.
I relieve you at 11.
That's right. Well, cheerio.
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 You know, Raleigh, I expect Stanhope will let you go on duty alone now.
Will he? About what time?
Well, after me, I expect. From about 2 till 4.
Good.
What do you think about it all, eh?
Oh, all right, thanks. I feel I've been here for ages.
Time passes, though.
Are we here for 6 days?
Yes. Seems a long time, doesn't it?
Does rather. I can't imagine the end of 6 days here.
Well, anyhow, we've done 12 hours already. It's fine when you're relieved and go down the line to billets and have a good hot bath and sit and read under trees.
Good Lord, I feel I haven't seen a tree for ages. Not a real tree with leaves and branches.
How did you feel in the front line?
Oh, all right. It seems so uncanny. Everybody creeping about and talking in low voices.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you've got to talk quietly when you're so near the German front line. It's only about 70 yards, isn't it?
Yes. About the breadth of a rugger field.
It's funny to think of it like that.
I always measure distances like that out here. Keeps them in proportion.
Well, did you play rugger?
Yes, but mostly reffing at school in the last few years.
You a schoolmaster, then?
Yes, I must apologise.
Oh, I don't mind schoolmasters.
Thank you.
Oh, I mean, I never met one outside of school.
Well, they do get out sometimes.
Who did you play for?
The Harlequins.
I say, really?
I played for the English team on one great occasion.
What? For England?
Oh, I was awfully lucky to get the chance. And, it's a long time ago now.
Oh, but good Lord, that must have been simply topping. Where did you play?
Wing 3.
I say, I never realised you'd played for England.
Tuppence to talk to me now.
It must be awfully thrilling, playing in front of a huge crowd, all shouting and cheering.
You don't notice it when the game begins.
Well, I used to get wind up playing at school with only a few kids looking on.
You feel it more when there are only a few.
The Germans are really quite decent, aren't they? I mean, outside the newspapers.
Yes. I remember up at Wipers, we had a man shot when he was out on patrol. Well, we couldn't get him that night. He lay out there groaning all day. Next night, 3 of our men crawled out to get him in. When they began dragging him back, a big German officer stood up in their trenches and called out, "Carry him." And our fellows stood up and carried the man back. And the German officer fired some lights for them to see by. And next day, we blew each other's trenches to blazes.
It all seems rather silly, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, rather.
I started a letter when I came off duty last night. How do we send letters?
Well, the quartermaster sergeant takes them down in the evenings.
I think I'll go and finish it now.
Oh, come and write it in here. It's more cheery.
It's all right, thanks. I've rigged up a sort of little table beside my bed.
Righto.
Well, a foul smell of bacon.
Oh, hello, Stanhope. Yes, we've got bacon for breakfast.
So I gather. Have you told Raleigh about rifle inspection?
Oh, no.
Raleigh?
Yes?
You inspect your platoon's rifles at 9 o'clock.
Oh, righto, Stanhope.
Would you like a nice bit of bacon, sir?
No, thanks. I'll have a cup of tea.
Right, sir.
The colonel says the German prisoner gave the day of attack as the 21st.
The day after tomorrow.
The second dawn from now.
Then it'll come while we're here.
Yes. It'll come while we're here.
Oh, well.
Here's your tea, sir. Would you like this nice plate of sardines, sir?
I should loathe it.
Very good, sir.
Did the Colonel have much to say?
Only that we can't expect any help from behind. We are not to move from here.
I see.
We'll wire ourselves in as strongly as possible.
Well, I'm glad it's coming at last. I'm sick of waiting.
But what's this extraordinary thing?
Trotter's plan to make the time pass by. 144 circles, one for each hour of 6 days.
How many hours are there till dawn on the 21st?
Oh, goodness knows. Not many, I hope.
It's nearly 9 o'clock now. 24 till 9 tomorrow. 12 till 9 at night. That's 36. 45 altogether. 5, 10, 15...
What are you going to do?
At the end of the 45th circle, I'm going to draw a picture of Trotter being blown up in 4 pieces.
Oh, now, don't spoil his chart. It took him an hour to make that.
He won't see the point. He's no imagination.
No, I don't suppose he has.
Funny not to have any imagination. Must be rather nice. I suppose all his life, Trotter feels like you and I do when we're drowsily drunk.
Poor chap.
I suppose if Trotter looks at that wall, he just sees a brown surface. He doesn't see into the earth beyond. The worms wandering about round the stones and roots of trees. I wonder how a worm knows when it's going up or down.
Oh. When it's going down, I suppose the blood runs into its head.
Worms haven't got any blood.
Then I don't suppose it ever does know.
Rotten if it went on going down when it thought it was coming up.
I expect that's the one thing worms dread.
Do you think this life sharpens the imagination?
It must.
Whenever I look at anything nowadays, I see right through it. Looking at you now, there's your uniform, your jersey, shirt, vest, and beyond that...
Oh, let's talk about something else. Croquet, or the war.
Sorry, it's a habit that's grown on me lately. Till I get frightened and stop.
Bit of nerve strain, that's all.
You don't think I'm going potty?
Oh, Lord, no.
Uncle, you dear old uncle, you don't really know, do you? You just pretend you do to make me feel all right.
When people are going potty, they never talk about it. They keep it to themselves.
Oh, well, that's all right, then. I had that feeling this morning, standing out there. By the way, did you see the sunrise?
Splendid this morning.
I was looking across at the Boche trenches, and right beyond, not a sound or a soul. Yet you knew thousands of guns were hidden there, already cleaned and oiled. Millions of bullets lying in pouches. Thousands of Germans waiting and thinking. Then gradually that feeling came.
I never knew the sun could rise in so many ways till I came out here. Green and pink and red and grey.
Yes. Hi, Mason.
Yes, sir.
Bring some mugs and a bottle of whiskey.
Sir.
So early in the morning?
Oh, just a spot. It's cold in here.
Whiskey, sir?
Oh, thanks. You going to have one, Uncle?
Not now, thanks.
You go on duty at 11, don't you?
Yes, I relieve Trotter.
Well, Riley better go on at 1 o'clock and stay with you for an hour. Then he can stay on alone till 4.
Right, so.
What's Riley doing now?
Finishing a letter.
Did you tell him?
About what?
Censorship.
You don't mean that seriously.
Mean it? Of course I mean it. Officially, I'm supposed to... Oh, damn it all, Uncle. Imagine yourself in my place.
But he'll say nothing rotten about you.
You think so? After you'd gone on duty last night, I got up. I was feeling bad. I forgot that Riley was out there. Then he came in with Trotter and looked at me. Yeah, this place must have reeked of candle grease and rats and whiskey. One thing a boy like that can't stand is a smell that isn't fresh. He looked at me as if I'd hit him between the eyes.
Oh, you imagine things.
Oh, no need to imagine.
You treat him like any other youngster.
Uncle,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right, Riley. Going to inspect rifles?
Yes.
Well, look, you needn't bother if the wood's a bit dirty. Just the barrels and magazines and all the metal parts.
Righto.
And see there's plenty of oil on it. And look at the ammunition in the men's pouches.
Right. Where do we put the letters to be collected?
Just on the table.
you leave it open.
Open?
Yes, I have to censor all letters.
Oh, but I haven't said anything about where we are.
It's the rule that letters must be read.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Well,
Give me that letter.
but Dennis...
Give me that letter.
Well, it's private.
Do you understand an order? Give me that letter.
But I tell you, there's nothing. I haven't written
Don't
it.
Dennis me. Stanhope's my name. You're not at school. Go and inspect your...
Good heavens, Stanley.
I'm commanding this company, Osborne. I asked for advice when I want it.
Very well.
Oh, God, I don't want to read the blasted thing.
You'll let it go,
I
then?
don't care.
Shall I glance through it for you?
If you like.
I don't want to.
Well, you better. I can't.
Do you want to hear?
I suppose I'd better know.
He begins with a description of his getting here. He doesn't mention the names of any places.
What does he say, then?
The last piece is about you.
Go on.
He says, and now I come to the great news. I reported at battalion headquarters, and the colonel said, you report to C Company, Captain Stanhope. Can't you imagine what I felt? I was taken along to some trenches and shown a dugout. There was an awfully nice officer there, quite old, with grey hair. And then later, Dennis came in. He looked tired, but that's because he works so frightfully hard. Then I went on duty in the front line, and a sergeant told me that Dennis is the finest officer in the battalion, and the men simply love him. I'm awfully proud to think he's my friend. That's all. Shall I stick it down?
Yes. Sergeant Major, I want to talk with you.
Yes, sir.
Sit down. Have whiskey.
Thank you, sir.
Help yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, I say, you won't taste that. Take a proper one.
Oh. Thank you, sir. Well, here's your very good health, sir.
Cheer up. Now, look here, Sergeant Major. We must expect this attack on Thursday morning at dawn.
Very good, sir.
We're to hold these trenches, and no man's to move from here.
Very good, sir.
Now, when the attack begins, I shall take to the left and Mr. Osborne the right. You will be with Mr. Osborne, Sergeant Baker with me. 9 and 10 platoons will move over here. 11 and 12 platoons to the left.
I see, sir.
Anything you want to know?
Well, sir, of course we beat them off, but what if they keep on attacking?
Then we keep on beating them off.
Yes, sir, but what I mean is they're bound to make a big thing of it.
Oh, I think they will.
Well, sir, if they don't get through the first day, they'll attack the next day.
Hunter.
Then oughtn't we to fix up something about, falling back, sir?
Oh, no, there's no need to. You see, this company's a lot better than A and B companies on either side of us.
Oh, quite, sir.
Well, then, if anyone breaks, A and B will break before we do. Then we can fire into the Boche as they try and get through the gaps on our sides, and we'll make a fine mess of them.
Yes, sir, but what happens when the Boches all got around the back of us?
Then we advance and
Win the war. Very good, sir.
Our orders are to stick here, Sergeant Major. If you're told to stick where you are, plans to retire.
Quite, sir.
Are you there, Stanhope?
Yes, Uncle. What's the matter?
The colonel's up here. He wants to see you.
Oh, right.
All right, Stanhope. I'll come down.
Anything?
No, I don't think so. I'll see you at stand 2 this evening.
Very good, sir.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, sir.